Scott Gray is here
I am.
on the Blaze Radio Network.
It's true. Hello. Welcome. 888-900-3393.
I want a washer and dryer in my closet for Christmas.
I don't think anybody can hear what we just heard.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, well, if they're listening to Blaze Radio, which they should be 24/7.
Yeah, on Blaze Radio, there was a Jeffy segment on there. And he was talking about Carrie Underwood, and I guess he got a peek at her closet, her bedroom closet. Inside her walk-in closet is a washer-dryer set.
That's genius.
How brilliant is that? So that you don't have to walk down the hallway or certainly go upstairs or anything. When you take it off, you throw it in the wash.
How big is that closet?
Brilliant. So it's got to be
goodness.
huge.
Of course, that would mess up my system
if
there was a washer and dryer.
What's
in my
your
closet.
system?
System is we just pile it up on the floor, and then it's just half dirty.
Yeah.
It's half dirty, and then the hamper is full dirty.
Yeah, I'd hate to wreck that system because that system sounds really good.
Hey, you want to open some Christmas presents? Is it too early to do this?
No, because,
cool.
it's Wednesday and we're already sort of on vacation.
Look at that.
It feels like that, doesn't it?
Sure does.
I can't guess what this is.
It's obviously
Can you?
a TV.
Or a bicycle?
This is from Becca in Missouri.
Is it a guitar?
It's a good... You didn't even have to unwrap it. I'm going to put Jeffy's over here.
You don't suppose it's a cup, a glass of some sort?
I don't know how you concluded that.
Oh, is this... so Becca...
Oh, wow, Becca.
In Missouri sent us these gifts.
And then you got to open up the cup here. Look at that.
It's a Yeti-like thing?
It's got my name on it. I love it.
Look at that.
Corby, you can't take my cup. It's got my name on it.
On air. Pat.
That's
Thank
cool.
you, Becca. That's
Becca, that is really awesome.
That is very
We'll
cool.
tweet out pictures of this stuff later.
And it's one of these kind of things where, keeps your stuff cold.
That is awesome.
These are amazing. These Yeti-like cups
Yes, these aren't cheap either.
a miracle of modern technology where it'll keep, like ice, you put ice in it.
Oh, I know.
24 hours.
I know.
Sometimes longer.
Yeah.
I have forgotten to wash this out and then come in the next morning. And they're still clinking around the little cubes, the ice cubes.
Even in
Unreal.
Even in the sun in your vehicle.
I don't understand it.
It's
like
cool.
witchcraft. It's frightening.
This is what now. Obviously, they haven't figured out the material needed to protect astronauts when they go to space, right? But this could be a backup plan.
Yes.
Just wrap yourself in a Yeti.
Right. Just put a rocket on a Yeti, and we just fly in Yetis.
I like
Look
this.
Look at this. Look
Yeti
what's
rocket.
inside.
Yeah,
too.
I didn't even.
That's great. Built
illustrate.
bars. Like I've got a shortage of Built bars in my life, but thank you, Becca.
And Sour
great.
Patch Kids. Oh, this is so
Awesome.
cool. Thank you.
Awesome.
We
Really
invited
nice.
Jeffy to come in here and open presents, but since he's not here, can we just?
I don't want to. I don't want to wear this shirt on the air.
Okay. How long does it take to change a shirt?
I don't want to wear this shirt because
Like his office is.
Because his other shirts are so nice and look so good on him that.
He's literally, his office is 8 steps from this room.
Yeah.
What's the problem? What took so long?
And still he can't get here in time.
Cool. Well, thank you. It's the Christmas
But thank you,
spirit.
Becca.
Yeah.
That's really cool. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I got to tell you about, I had a discovery about a hole in my shock absorber yesterday. You know, the shocks on your car.
Oh, wow.
I have a shock absorber that has a hole in it. I took my car in for something else and needed new tires and oil change and whatever. And then they're telling me, well, okay, we didn't align the tires because you got this shock problem. And I'm like, well, okay, put the shock on. What does that cost? $3,000 for a shock absorber? Is it made of solid freaking platinum?
Oh, my.
Is it radiated with nuclear energy? What how do you have it? I thought they were like $60. I guess I'm living in the past. $200. Okay, $500. $3,000?
You traded the car in and walked away, right?
Yes. I said, you know what? We'll do that another time. Just leave it unaligned.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, I've never heard of such a thing.
Is it a rough ride right now?
No.
Or what's going on?
It feels great.
Yeah, so I guess it could
Feels
be
great.
doing other damage.
Apparently, it moves the car up and down when you turn it on.
Listen to us. You know, it's whatever. I mean,
Whatever.
Put gas in it.
It's
and go.
hydraulic or whatever, but so what? It's a shock absorber. Mm-hmm. What can that cost you to make? I bet it costs $20 to manufacture. $20 is my guess.
Right.
And you're making $3,000 on it.
It's probably half of that price is absorbed from sitting on a boat in the Pacific right now.
Yes, that's probably that could be too.
Yeah, there's a auto body shop that I am intimately familiar with.
Oh,
with the fun that I've been going through since March. Finally got my vehicle back on Friday, and I did exactly what I just told you. I drove across the street and traded it in. Nice. They're backed up 6 months, and so they had to tow a different vehicle that I'm dealing with to another shop because every part delays.
Uh-huh.
And the car won't crank, and the insurance guy was like, don't even try to crank it because they'll start work on it in early January. If it's drivable, mid-February, they can finally start on it.
Unreal.
And that's a good case scenario, not the 6-month delay at the other place.
So the point is, our lives are changing because of what's going on here.
Yes.
I don't know how much of the price of the shock absorber being $3,000. I don't know how much of that is because of the glut and the bottleneck of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe none of it. Maybe it's just always been $3,000 for a shock absorber, and I just haven't bought that many. But I think it has something to do with it.
I feel like they haven't been $3,000.
Yeah, that's what I feel like too. That's kind of my thought on it. It's like, I mean, why? So it moves the car up and down. I get it. And it keeps it, nicely balanced, stable when you're going over, ruts in the road.
Well,
but how about it doesn't do that, and I just don't pay $3,000?
As of
how about that?
October, auto part prices were up 44%.
Okay, well there you go. Our lives are changing because of this nightmare.
And auto part inflation reaches
Biden
30-year high.
Nightmare.
You could probably get one on the open market for a little cheaper.
Jeffy knows a guy.
On the do you know a guy?
I mean, it's possible.
Jeffy knows every guy.
For you.
Find one for me then.
I'll get
Find
you,
one.
You know what, Pat? I'll get you 2 shock absorbers for $3,000.
Will you?
You could put a spare one on the shelf in the
today
garage.
Only.
Today only. So next time you'll have one ready to go.
Jeez.
Buy one, get one free.
There's your gift, by the way.
Only.
Nice. So open your Yeti or
open
whatever
your gift.
it
Let's
is.
see what it is. Can't imagine what it is.
It's a little.
Well, he got chips. She sent him chips too. Didn't send us chips.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. I feel
You need me to get
a little
over
hurt, a little left out.
there? I put it as far away
Thank you. I know.
from you as
perfectly.
possible.
By the way, I like the goatee that you got going on.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's working out all right.
Yeah.
Let's see how long.
The little bit of hair and the goatee kind of goes well.
I mean,
a good look.
it's no Ben Franklin look.
No,
but
which
it'll
is
do.
fortunate, actually, for my money. There's not a lot of
Me
human
too.
beings that want to look like Ben Franklin.
Me too.
I mean,
don't-
I love him, but nobody
Right.
wants to look like him.
On air,
Yes.
Does it say Jeffy?
Jeffy.
Yeah, but that has
Who could've-
fatty crossed out. Isn't that funny?
Awesome. Yes, it is funny.
Is it
Yeah.
awesome?
That is
that's
so
funny.
awesome. That's better than we thought.
That's genius
That
is what it
genius.
is.
That's nice.
That's great.
What? He's not laughing along with
I
us.
wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry, Jeffy. It's not funny. I just
Maybe the printer just messed up, and she was
Yeah.
like, roll with it.
No, I said Jeffy, not fatty. I know they sound almost
fixed it.
exactly the
So
same.
Now,
So they
you-
fixed it.
You know, on your phone, you know when you type Jeffy on your phone, it autocorrects to hefty. It actually does.
Does it?
Oh yeah, I've
that's
noticed
really
that,
good.
and
Oh,
other
that's
people
cool.
have noticed
That's
that.
really good. Thank you.
Very cool.
All right. Let me tell you about real estate agents I trust for 1 minute. Because if you're looking to sell your home or buy a home, it's such a weird time. Right now, in some parts of the country, you can't sell your home for anything. And in others, they can't stay on the market for more than a day. So whatever your situation, you need a realtor who knows what they're doing because they need to know the market. They need to know what people are looking for. And you want to get the most out of your home. You want to sell it as quickly as you can for the most money. And then on the other hand, when you're buying, you want to get the most for your money in your home. Biggest investment you'll probably ever make in your life. And so you need somebody who can see you through that process and give you really good advice on whether it's worth remodeling some aspects of your house or painting or whatever. Or maybe Just sell it as is the best way to go. Real Estate Agents I Trust, the name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
And there were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them. And the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not. For behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God, and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
Merry Christmas.
In the midst of all the madness, last night the Senate and House voted to raise our debt ceiling.
Right!
Yay!
They've raised it by not by $2.5 trillion.
Oh, that'll get us another 5 minutes, right?
We got to pay the bills.
That's right. We don't want to default on our loans.
No.
Right. If America defaults on its loans, everything ends. Like we would. I mean, there's certain things constitutionally we have to do, and we can't default on our loans constitutionally. Of course, when have they let that bother them? Constitution, not constellation. That's a different thing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the Constitution. So $2.5 trillion. Jen Psaki was asked about it yesterday.
People say we're just going to be having the same conversation a little bit over a year from now.
I'm not sure what American person is saying that or is concerned about the debt limit, but
she's not sure what American person is concerned about the debt limit. Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know about her and the Biden administration?
It sure does.
And virtually all Democrats. Who's concerned about the debt limit? What? What are you? What are you in some fantasy land where people care?
Make it stop.
I don't know an American person who is.
She obviously doesn't. And there's your problem right there. They travel in circles where nobody gives a rat's anus about the debt ceiling, about piling up $30 trillion worth of debt. And now it's easily going to be $32.5 trillion because they're going to spend every penny of this, every penny of it. And just as the question went, in a year, we're going to, not even that, we're going to be right back at this place where we're going to have to do it again.
Well, if we were to spend all of this.
Yeah,
we'd be back doing it again.
Oh, yeah,
right.
We might find a coupon or something. Maybe we'd, we can spend our money on.
It's a Capital One that automatically finds the coupons for you, so maybe we should sign up for that.
And if the federal government, if we could just train them to do their shopping on Wednesdays when they double the coupons.
Oh, wow.
How far could we stretch this $2.5 trillion, my friends?
Do they even do that anymore?
I don't know. Don't ruin the joke.
And we demand authenticity in jokes too.
That's
so
right.
If they're not doing it, you take back what you just said, Keith.
The jokes you hear on Pat Gray Unleashed are rooted in fact.
Yeah, they are.
Okay?
Yeah, they are.
No hyperbole here.
And they're all fact checked too by Media Matters.
Yeah.
So they can't catch us on anything. So the debt limit, this is how out of touch and how bad these people are. They don't have any concept. I can't even imagine an American being concerned about that, is what she's saying. She can't imagine any American cares about our debt. Have you seen the 6.8% inflation rate? Have you seen that? There is a reason for it. It's called debt. That's one of the many reasons for it. And also, once that you stop artificially manipulating the economy, once that all has to come to an end, inflation won't be 6.8%. It'll be 48.8%. It'll be 58.8% because of the debt that we've piled up and the spending and the printing of money and the digitizing of money. So then Americans, I guarantee you, will care about the debt. Jen Psaki might understand that there are some Americans who care about the debt. Wow.
She'll be gone by then, so it doesn't matter.
Well, maybe or maybe not. This could be just around the corner. It's starting to get really scary, really, really scary. But here's how out of touch they are. We also have Joe Biden talking about freedom.
This is terrifying.
I love this. This is great because why are you so we can't understand that there's an American who's concerned about debt. And the president can't understand why anybody's concerned about getting injected with a substance they don't know that much about. Here he is.
And so everybody talks about freedom and not to have a shot or have a test. Well, guess what?
What?
So how about patriotism? How about making sure that you're vaccinated so you do not spread the disease to anybody else? What about that? What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? You don't want to put things in your body? And he's trying to make that about patriotism? Oh, my gosh.
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
What's the big, and
what's the big deal?
You just don't want to spread it to people,
I don't know. To be a citizen in good standing and to participate in our commerce, I must be vaccinated with something that I don't want in my body.
What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Well, if you want to make a living and you work for any of these corporations that he's forced into doing this, you're already there. You're already there. In order to participate and to have any kind of income, you've got to succumb. Mm-hmm. And what's the big deal? So we forced you into it. So what?
And you have plenty of companies that aren't mandating it, but they're forcing your hand.
These people are the freaking worst who have ever been in our government.
What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? They can't even understand what freedom means.
Yeah, and we had another ruling yesterday. Federal judge in Alabama. Not going to like the way that judge ruled, in conjunction there with what Biden was saying. And also, in direct opposition to what he just said about how it keeps you from spreading it, I mean, we have data now, a lot of data, that shows those that are spreading Omicron are young, they're healthy.
And they're vaccinated. Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yeah. By the way, the vaccine, according to an Israeli study, the vaccine provides zero protection against Omicron. None. Doesn't do anything on it. Omicron laughs at it. I'm coming in, and you're going to like it. So,
think about it.
I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm vaccinated. So?
Yep.
I'm Omicron. Nice to meet you.
That's exactly right. All right, let me tell you about Omega XL. We've got all kinds of joints, 360 of them in our body, and sometimes they start to get painful. And when they act up like that because of daily activity or the aging process, you need something that really works. Try what I did, Omega XL. If you tried other things, the topical rubs, I'll tell you, the topical rubs have never even lessened the pain for 1 second for me. They just don't work. No, it's like I put lotion on it. It didn't do anything. So if you've been through that same process, or maybe NSAIDs or even prescription drugs and nothing has helped, try Omega XL. Don't let the fact that it's all natural stop you. Let that encourage you, because it's not a drug that you're going to become dependent on. So it's really awesome. Comes from the pristine waters around New Zealand. That's where they get the omega fatty acids. And it rejuvenates your joints, the SPMs, which you probably don't know any more than I do what SPM even stands for. I have no idea. I do know that it does eliminate the inflammation in your joints, and the inflammation is causing damage to your joint. The longer it's there, the worse it's going to get. So order Omega XL right now at omegaxl.com/Pat. When you buy your first bottle, you'll get a second for free. omegaxl.com/Pat. Buy one, get one free, or you could call 800-844-4888.
Unleashed.
Then from Brain Dead Joe, he told a brilliant story.
Oh, I like story time.
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay.
It's in the Oval Office, and some people filed in along the
He's got
wall
all
on
his
either
cabinet
side.
members there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's getting ready to sign an executive order, well, to make things easier for you, the American people.
That's exactly what he's doing.
But he's got to lay the groundwork with a story first.
Yeah, it's a riveting story.
Folks, thanks for coming in.
Okay.
Okay.
I was telling my cabinet.
He's telling his cabinet.
Before you all came in.
Okay.
That when I was a kid, in grade school and high school and college, one of my closest friends was a guy named Pete McLaughlin.
Pete.
All right.
If you're real basketball fans, he was the sixth man on the Reardon and Walker team at Providence College back in the late 60s.
No, everybody knows that.
I'm sorry, if you're
It's
even
Pete
if
from
you're
Providence.
a real basketball fan, he was the sixth man, so he wasn't even playing
back in the 60s. Back in the 60s.
Sorry.
So
go ahead.
Anyway. And
anyway,
he used to have an expression when someone would say something that was kind of said, "Look, you got to know how to know."
You got to know how to know.
Wow, that's powerful. This is a good story because Pete had an expression.
Whenever someone would,
you gotta, you'd say, you gotta know what you gotta know.
Wait,
what?
Wait, Joe Biden was a program director for Pat Gray?
You gotta know what you gotta know.
Dude, you gotta
it just is what
you
it
gotta
is.
know what
you
you
know
what to
know what you know. What are you talking about? And he continued to babble.
You got to know how to know.
Yeah, we got
know how. You gotta know how to know.
So
I said it wrong the first time. You gotta know what you know. No, you gotta know how you know.
Because it made such an impression as a youth that you got it down verbatim.
Yeah. Well, he was friends with Pete forever.
Well, in elementary and high school and
junior high,
college,
high school.
and they were hanging out. Went to some of his games at Providence.
Passed away.
Oh, he passed away. Now we lost him.
Pete's dead now.
We lost him.
That's so good.
Just getting to know him too, and the whole "you got to know how you know."
We were just starting to connect.
Expression, yeah.
You know, you could go in the Library of Congress, and if you don't know how to read the card catalog, it doesn't do you much good. It's all
What?
bad luck.
What?
Wait, pause that.
Okay, so you go into the Library of Congress, and
if you don't know how to read the card catalog,
it won't do you much good.
that shows you how long that guy has been up there. I mean, that was before microfiche. He's been.
Yeah.
That's assuming he's even gone.
You gotta
know
know
what
you know.
And you gotta know.
You need to know
when to hold them and when to fold them.
What you do and did
walk away
and stuff.
Since I got involved in public office and got elected, I've really, not a joke.
Not a joke.
Oh, gosh, we
started
got
my
it.
home office in my home state, like to get to a point where people could get their. We assume, bureaucracies assume that people understand how they function.
Yeah, but they
But
can't.
it's
They're
really
too
a very complicated web for the vast majority of people.
But you
whether
have
they
to know how you
PhDs or
know.
high school education.
Right.
And so today I'm signing an executive order
Okay.
to
All right.
ensure
Ensure
that the federal government puts you,
puts
the
me.
American people, at the front of the line. And
For what?
first in everything we do.
For
Directing 17 agencies
Oh.
here to focus on more than 30 key areas to make it easier to apply for services and benefits that they're entitled to, they paid for, theirs, or government. Let me give you examples.
Give me an
Millions
example.
of people who retire each year, you should be able to apply for Social Security benefits without needing to go to a Social Security office.
Yeah.
And have Medicare proactively reach out to you with the tools you need to manage your health and save money.
In other words, what needs to happen is that the government just needs to send me money into my bank account.
I'm kind of a fan of that.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even, I shouldn't have to ask even. I shouldn't have to show up at any agency. I shouldn't have to fill out any
just
paperwork.
know.
I shouldn't have to go to a website. You just know when you start sending me money.
They just know.
Yeah, and
well, you got to know how you know.
and
Jeffy.
And a 2.5 trillion raise of the debt ceiling later. Here we are.
Yep. Jeez.
I mean, you don't have to leave your house to vote. You don't have to leave your house to get your
No.
government handouts.
They're making it so easy for us. That's great. That's great. We shouldn't have to put in any work to do anything. Am I right? Who's with me on that?
I'm with you.
I mean, if there's something we want to do, it should just be doable from my couch. And if it's not, then I'm pissed.
Hang on a second.
And you need to fix it.
Thank you.
Wait, Pat, from your couch?
From my couch.
You have to get up out of bed and go out to the living room?
That's a good point, Keith.
No.
I should be able to do it from my bed. In fact, I shouldn't have to do anything.
Well,
right?
To be honest,
It just
soon
happens.
We're all going to be living in like a one-bedroom
Yeah, that's
place,
true.
So
That's
and
true.
we're
it
going to
might
like
just
it.
be a one-room
We're going to
place,
own
so.
nothing, and we will like it. Wow. These are the worst human beings
And they
to
love it.
ever
This is
occupy
by design.
office
This is by design.
in this country. Of course it's by design. This is the Build Back Better thing. This is we're doing it. We're building back better now.
You know, people keep talking about freedoms.
What's the big deal?
Sick of you people.
What's the big deal? Why don't you want the shot? What if you don't? I mean, what if I want to put anything into your body? What's the big deal?
Yeah, he has experience doing that against unwilling.
That wasn't a vaccine.
It was not a vaccine. No, that probably created more germs, not less. So
moving on. Yeah. So I mean, we have a president of the United States who the very idea of freedom, what generations of heroes who have died for, and so what's the big deal?
That's a big deal.
What do you care?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, ask the million soldiers who have died, fought and died for this country. Ask them what the big deal is.
My gosh, I mean, this really needs to stick the way Let's Go Brandon has stuck.
Sure does, but it won't.
way.
Nobody's going to pay attention to it. Nobody's going to pay attention. We're so used to him and other Democrats just dismissing any freedoms, any liberty we have, just dismissing it and telling us it's worthless, and that we're a-holes for demanding our freedom.
What about patriotism?
What about
that?
Yeah, what about
that?
Yeah, well, he has a judge in Alabama, Joe Biden does, who would agree with his sentiment. What's the big deal about freedom? This judge, by the way, looked it up. The one here in the story is an Obama appointee. And
of course.
Yeah, so this just shows you the importance of having the Trump judges.
So, yeah, he's a district judge. He said that the United Launch Alliance is not required to accept the religious and medical exemption request filed by 5 employees in response to the company's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. The employees filed the lawsuit against ULA after they were placed on unpaid administrative leave for refusing to get vaccinated. According to court documents, the 5 employees had filed religious exemption requests on the basis that their religious beliefs barred them from taking a vaccine that was manufactured and or tested on cell lines derived from stem cells of aborted fetuses. Now, have they? Because don't they deny that they did that?
For this they did, yeah.
They deny that they used fetuses, stem cells from fetuses.
Which makes you tend to think that they did, but they do deny it.
I don't believe them. Both medical exemption requests and all 5 religious exemption requests were denied by the ULA. Okay, good. That's great. U.S. District Judge Abdul K. Callan denied the plaintiff's request for a preliminary injunction and temporary restraining order that would have prevented ULA from implementing the vaccine mandate. But sorry, you got to get it. I don't care what your religious conviction is. What's the big deal?
Yeah. The judge goes
Just
on to say that the company is just trying to keep their employees safe. Well, if that were the case, based on the data that we have today, then they wouldn't require that because that's why it's spreading.
If we mandated that you must eat the fetus, then you eat the fetus. Okay, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
It's for the greater good.
For the greater good.
Let me eat!
Yeah.
Thank you.
What about patriotism? Huh?
Thank you.
Be patriotic.
Matt Gray is here on
Yep.
the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here from Jeffy's Battle of the Bulge. It's not much of a battle. He was routed.
It's a rout, yes!
Routed on that battle. It's like the devastating defeat he put on
communism.
You had the
right there
bulimia there, and he crushed it.
No, he's trying to bring up Grenada, though.
All right.
I don't.
Would you rather I talk about your battle with the bulge?
Yeah, he would. He would, because
I don't want to talk about the Grenada.
The other one's too
dropping
painful.
forks on us.
Anyway, Jeffy's Battle of the Bulge tweets, the government has no accountability for spending. The word budget doesn't mean what I think it means. That's for sure. When was the last time we had a budget? Was it 2009?
Long time ago.
Yeah, it was just after Obama. Yeah.
Yep. 2009, I believe. How do you survive that? Well, like this.
Like this. Yeah.
Where we're just barely hanging on by the skin of our teeth. The Pickled Squirrel tweets, let's look at Cornell. 95% vaccination rate. Well, that's why they're doing so well. Except the Pickled Squirrel notes, they just shut the campus down again due to an outbreak of the Wu flu. Yeah, they had a real spike. And it is interesting that 95% of the people there at Cornell were, in fact, vaccinated.
I mean, if you want to break it down, we're looking at the NFL and the NBA. The NBA has canceled a couple of games. The NFL is saying they've had the largest breakout ever, and they're going to enforce boosters on employees and coaches, not players yet.
Yeah, because look how well it's worked so far.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Really good.
You could make
really good.
Could look at it and think.
And think,
possible.
We're not really working here, are we? It's not really doing anything. The Omicron epidemic is being driven, of course, by young, vaccinated people, according to mounting data from countries as diverse as the UK, Denmark, and South Africa.
That sounds like a professional athlete.
It does, doesn't it? The new variant has now been detected in more than 60 countries, including 24 in Europe, with a similar pattern of infection and characteristics being reported across the globe. But while the speed and the vaccine evading properties of the virus are now established, there is as yet no firm verdict on its virulence or severity. How is that possible? What do you mean there's...
Right.
They're holding out hope.
What are you talking about?
We
know it makes people extremely tired. We know that.
We do.
People have actually slept because of it. They've gone to sleep last night. I got so tired eventually. It took a while. But by about 11 o'clock last night, I was so extremely tired, I actually nodded off and went to sleep.
Wait, hold on a second.
It's probably Omicron.
Hold on a second. You had clearly the signs of Omicron.
Yes.
Yet you came to work today. You should be getting tested right now, bro.
That's probably true. Because I slept a solid 4 hours. So
that sounds like a bad case of it.
Don't sniff them.
Hey.
Is that one of the...
I don't know. Smell? Anyway, while the speed and the vaccine evading properties are established, there's no firm verdict yet. It's so bizarre that they're saying this, that they're trying to maintain that. Generally, those first cases are in relatively young, relatively healthy, and in the context of Europe, in relatively highly vaccinated groups. Highly vaccinated groups are getting it.
Young, healthy.
Data from Denmark, a world leader in genetic sequencing, shows that of 3,437 Omicron cases detected, just over 70% have been among those younger than 40. Some 75% of these cases, 75%, were in fully vaccinated individuals.
Again.
Yeah, well, the CDC has said that 80% of Omicron found in fully vaccinated.
80%.
And a third of those had received the booster.
Oh, my gosh.
And the symptoms.
Jeez.
The symptoms, though, Pat.
I know. Read some of the symptoms.
In both the unvaccinated and the vaccinated are mild.
I know. That's what they've said from the beginning of this. In South Africa, where they discovered it.
The doctor who discovered it.
Yes.
Said, here you go.
And she said, look, it seems very mild right now. They've had no deaths there. I guess we had one here in the United States.
We had one in the UK,
and
too.
One in the UK.
That's what they claimed, yeah.
Wait, that one, though, was worded as with Omicron. Didn't say from Omicron. So who knows?
And maybe both of them were. Who knows?
Yeah.
because they try to make this as bad as they possibly can.
They love this little game. They've
And I
enjoyed
feel
this.
like I saw a report where they were talking in Africa that a lot of the cases now that they thought that they were blaming on Omicron was actually Delta.
Really?
So I didn't read the whole article. I saved the story.
They don't care. They just love this social experimentation that they're performing worldwide.
Germany vowed yesterday to defend itself against radicalized anti-vaccination groups after police launched raids in response to death threats against a top politician backing decisive measures to fight the pandemic. Police and special forces staged an operation in Saxony after an anti-vaccine group targeted the region's state premier, who has vocally supported national measures against the unvaccinated. Chancellor Olaf Scholz, who took office last week. Is this the guy that's filling in now, or I guess taking over?
Yeah.
We got a new guy.
What's her face?
Yeah, she's done. Have a nice day.
She's gone
finally.
now. Now it's Olaf Scholz.
This will be fun, won't it?
Olaf Scholz said Germany would not allow a tiny minority of uninhibited extremists to try to impose its will on the whole of society. Good for you, Olaf. Take a stand against these radical, unvaccinated people.
Thank you.
The security forces earlier launched the operation in the eastern city of Dresden following threats from an anti-vaccine group against state premier Michael Kretschmer. Statements from certain members of the group suggested they might have real weapons and crossbows.
Oh,
whoa.
Please tell me they don't have crossbows.
Those are dangerous, man.
They're dangerous. You could put an eye out with a crossbow.
Wait a minute. I got to interject something here.
Put more than that out, my friend.
I'm disappointed.
Crossbows.
I'm disappointed. Olaf Scholz, Chancellor of Germany. Hang on a second. What was the title for that was the title of what's her name?
Angela Merkel.
Yeah.
So who's what is the office of the president of Germany?
I don't think they have that.
Well, they have a Frank Walter
Chancellor.
Steinmeier.
Who's a president?
Yeah, what is
really? I don't know, because their deal is chancellor. It's been that way for
a while.
Yeah,
a while.
Quite a while, in fact.
I don't know what Google just did. It's I'll have to figure out. Maybe that's an old thing. I don't know.
Maybe. Here's what Olaf had to say, though.
Ich ein der Glockenspiegen der Schwarfignugen.
That's what he said.
That's a direct quote.
It's a direct quote. Absolute quote from him. So, in the beautiful language of German, the language of love, it just rolls right off your tongue. And anytime you speak German around females, they love it. They love it. They melt. They melt.
They do?
Yeah, they do.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
It's such a beautiful romantic language.
The president of Germany enjoys a higher ranking at official functions than the chancellor, as they are the actual head of state.
What?
The president's role is, let's see, function.
These European countries don't know.
Seriously,
they don't
know what they're doing.
Stop screwing up. I would say we've got it down to a science, but
yeah, then look who we have.
The jury's.
All right, let me tell you about Rough Greens. If you're a dog owner, no doubt you love your dog. Your dog's part of your family, and you just want the best for them. And so no matter what you're feeding them with their dog food right now, add Rough Greens to it. And that will put back the nutrition and the nutritional value that should be there. The things that are living, the vitamins and minerals and probiotics, antioxidants, all that stuff that makes your dog healthier and friskier and more puppy-like. You can get all that from Rough Greens. You just sprinkle it on top of whatever you feed your dog. Doesn't matter the brand. And then your dog gobbles up their food. Mine certainly does. Belle wouldn't eat it. She'd turn up her nose if there was not Rough Greens. Oh, yeah, okay. Here's your Rough Greens. Get into it. And you didn't have to tell her that because she was already on it. So find out if your dog will love it as much as mine does. You can get a free bag of Rough Greens, just a small bag to try out for a couple of days. And all you have to pay is shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's ruffgreens.com. Or call 1-833-783-3364. That's 833-ROUGH-DOG. Or roughgreens.com.
Mr. Cratchit.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yeah. Germany's getting nasty, man. They arrested Santa Claus, kids. I'm sorry to break that to you.
Why?
Well, because
unvaccinated?
Because it wasn't the real Santa Claus. I think that's why.
All
No,
right.
watch this video, man. So the German authorities go up to this guy who's impersonating the jolly old elf, and
they got him for fraud.
They got him for fraud. Look at this. You're not the real Kris Kringle. I am. No, you're not. You're coming with us, old man. And they handcuff him. And the reason they handcuffed him actually is because he wasn't wearing a mask. Because nothing says the holiday spirit like Santa
wearing a mask.
in a mask.
Yeah. Outside, by the way. They're outside.
Yeah.
Okay, where nobody gets COVID from anybody else.
Here we
There's
go.
not one case worldwide where it's happened that people have been infected outdoors. Jeez.
Yeah, but when they...
There we go. Come on, old man. You're coming with us, bro.
When they asked Olaf about it...
Oh, they asked Olaf.
He
There
said,
you go.
Ich ein der Santa Kvugen, der Glockenspieken.
Look at that.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And he meant it.
From Olaf.
Dragging Santa away. Western society
That's great.
is over. Look at that, carrying him away. It's unreal.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
he wasn't wearing a mask.
Look what Olaf had to say about it. So
right, thank you.
That tells you everything you need.
One of the
to know.
stories that I had for chewing, which apparently we're not going to do today. So
Oh
chewing
my
the
gosh,
fat.
I forgot!
So chewing the fat. Be sure to subscribe
He's
to
over there.
Chewing the Fat.
He's over there
Dang
sulking.
it. Why didn't you remind me?
Yeah.
Why do you
We were in the
sitting over
stories.
there sulking
I'm
about
not
it?
sulking about
You're
anything.
sulking about it.
You're quoting Olaf.
Why didn't you remind me? Here we go.
I'm not.
And now it's time
Yeah.
for Chewing the Fat with Jeffy.
Christmas edition. Yeah.
There's no Christmas edition.
Well, there's a Christmas theme for you. See, this.
Here it comes.
I got the best band for you here.
Yeah. It's almost as beautiful as the German language is.
Puts you right in the spirit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
That's the most wonderful time of the
Der
year.
Christmas Nugen,
Wait, Christmas nougat?
der Flaggenmeigen.
Crossbow.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
We can go home now. It's
Kids,
over.
They're doing
Good
an
job.
abbreviated version, so we'll congratulate Spam as they hit record high sales for the 7th year in a row.
What?
A 7th year
People
in a row, baby.
still buy Spam.
There is
Come on,
not
who's
a
buying
pantry
Spam?
in America that doesn't have a can of Spam in it.
Yes,
Come on
mine.
now.
There's
Mine
two.
does not.
There's
Really?
two.
No, no one can say that.
There-
Everybody's got.
I can say there's-
Everybody's got.
There is no spam
in their pantry.
There is no spam in my pantry. None.
That sounds like a euphemism.
There's a lot of spam in my email, but there's no spam in my pantry.
And what I wanted to get to, though, was the Pfizer CEO, Albert Bourla. He's the Greek-American veterinarian. He did an interview with Wall Street Journal's Jamie Heller at the CEO Council Summit about a week ago. And he had some interesting thoughts on the future of vaccines.
I want to come back to Israel, but first, in terms of having this extra vaccine, how would it work? Like right now, I think your expectation is that people, you've said it would be like an annual booster. But if you need to put this vaccine in place, would it be like next year people would get 2 shots?
We don't know yet.
You don't know.
We don't know yet. It could be that one, first of all, I repeat, it could be that we don't need one.
Right.
And we will know.
But
the good news is that if we need one, we will have one. We
got it.
And isn't it become almost
And if we
fighting
have
the
one
last
in March,
war?
just to answer, I don't know if we will need just one booster on what already we had, or you need to go from the beginning. That will be the worst case scenario, but you need to start the whole series again. We don't know that.
We don't know. You may have to start the entire series again, though. We don't know that.
Well, feel the trust. Feel the trust in that system they're setting up for you.
So there's that to look forward to. And I got time. Let's do the Tom Brady. I know you appreciate the Tom Brady. If you watched the Buccaneers and the Buffalo game on Sundays, they went into overtime.
That's my Super Bowl
It was an
preview.
awesome, fun game, and Brady ran several times, and he got a little hurt when he played back the game. And Tony Romo was saying some stuff about how
slow he is.
How slow he was. Yeah. So here's the tweet from Tom on Monday.
Okay.
So I was rewatching the broadcast from last night, and I heard Tony say,
Tom
does that in the pocket all day long. That's the same thing he does to move people with his eyes because he's slow, right? He can't actually make someone miss.
So is he not watching? Because...
That is.
Hey, EA. Tell Peyton to jack my speed rating back up.
I tell you what, man,
So
the best thing.
Tony and
His speed rating is probably, 30?
Yeah, maybe 40.
The best thing that's happened to Tom Brady is getting away from Bill Belichick. He has come out of his shell.
Yeah,
he's been fun stuff.
That's awesome.
He has been fun.
He's been really fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Really fun.
I mean,
And,
that's a fun video right there.
Yes.
If you like Brady or you like football, you like Tony Romo, that's just fun.
You better raise my Madden rating.
Tell Peyton.
That's great.
Raise my I know. And we got good news this weekend, too. Tiger Woods be playing with his son.
That's cool.
He's going to play golf?
He's going to play golf with
How old's
his son. The kid is Charlie is.
He looks young, single digits. He looked
Yeah,
like. Okay.
I think Charlie is maybe 10 tops.
But I saw Tiger.
He can't play professionally
He
anymore,
looks.
right?
Oh man, he's going to be.
He's in tough shape.
Yeah, he's
after
lucky.
that.
It's been 10 months since the accident.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
he's
said that he
still
was
recovering.
practically killed.
Yeah,
So.
really bad. But they played. The PGA did a video of Tiger. We can catch it, just a little bit of it, just a little bit of it before we go to break. Of just the Tiger and Charlie.
Really embracing this moment.
That is
They're
cool.
exactly the same.
The same.
I mean, this kid is awesome.
And that's a good guy to emulate.
He's got a good swing too. He's got his dad's swing.
Everything.
He looks just
Kid's
like
gonna be good.
Tiger now.
Wow. If his kid turns out to be, half as good as Tiger.
I know.
That's going to be
And you
something.
can bet the PGA is happy that Tiger's going to be back, even if he's just walking with the kids, man.
No kidding. He creates unbelievable
No
interest.
doubt about
It's
it.
the only time I'm interested, frankly.
Right.
I got to cancel the road. No, this weekend. Yeah.
The theme.
No, I don't know when they're going to lift the restrictions.
Just y'all keep the music going.
All right.
He's on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
You cancel it.
You've been introduced.
Damn it.
The announcer. What's wrong, dude? We're on.
God, I can't go to Ghana this weekend. I had my plans all set for our traditional yearly Christmas vacation in Ghana.
Oh, and you had to cancel it.
Had to cancel it.
I am so sorry, dude.
Are the tickets refundable? Or?
No.
Oh, bro.
No. The Ghana airport fining airlines that bring unvaccinated passengers to Ghana.
So
that stinks.
Just had to cancel my Ghana reservations.
You didn't have the insurance, huh? The trip insurance?
No.
No, because it's a yearly thing.
Yeah, I do it every year. Never gets canceled.
Poop.
Shoot.
That's not good.
God dang.
Oh, no. Oh, no. He's going to...
Oh, no. Darn it. Oh, dang. Darn. Oh, if only. Oh, darn it. So the operator of Ghana's main international airport will fine airlines $3,500 for every passenger they fly in who is not vaccinated.
Oh, boy.
So what happens to the passengers? Are they allowed to...
They're killed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
on the
that's-
spot. They're
Are
killed.
they
That may be
allowed to
accurate.
disembark from the plane and
They
go
disembark
about?
and then they're shot in the head on the tarmac.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would not surprise me.
They don't mess
actually.
around in Ghana. The rule comes into effect Tuesday at Kotoka International Airport, which is my favorite airport in Ghana.
That's what I mean. Hello.
So that's the only one I fly into.
Which terminal, would you say
Kotoka.
is the best? Because they
Either 1.5.
remodeled recently.
Because they've got two. 1.5. It's probably my favorite.
Terminal 1.5?
And of course, as you know, is in the capital of Accra.
Hello.
Follows a health ministry move last week to require all people entering Ghana to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
The measures are some of the strictest in Africa, where vaccine uptake has been challenged by lack of supply and logistical issues.
Hello.
Even as Omicron variants raise concerns about quicker transmission of the virus. One of Africa's largest economies is, of course, in Ghana. Runs on exports of cocoa, gold, and oil.
You're always sneaking all those back in your luggage. The cocoa and the...
A lot of cocoa. I
Right.
get Ghanese cocoa.
And the oil
a lot.
sometimes drips out of your carry-on bag.
Sometimes, every once in a
And
while.
then the gold bars that
when
you're
I
always
don't have
bringing
it
back.
nicely secured.
Yeah, it's heavy.
It
Gotta charge
is so
extra.
far vaccinated slightly more than, get this,
No.
5% of its population.
So
Y'all
they're
should
almost
just-
set. They're almost set.
Y'all should just settle in right there at that number.
No wonder they can't allow anybody in who's not vaccinated because the rest of the population is almost completely vaccinated. There's almost as many vaccinated as a percentage of fence done at the U.S. border.
Almost.
They're both 5%. That's pretty good. Man. 30 million people live in Ghana.
Yeah, what are you going to do with your holidays now?
So 3 million would be 10%. So it's 1.5 million have been vaccinated. I don't know, Keith. I'm completely up in the air now.
You can come over to my house.
You know what I'll probably do instead of going to Ghana this weekend then? I'm going to go to the bowl game in Shreveport.
Oh!
Yeah, BYU and University of Alabama.
Oh, is that this weekend?
Birmingham.
You got to say it quicker than that. So BYU is going to take on University
of
Alabama?
Birmingham. Birmingham.
Whoa.
Sorry, it's this weekend already?
Yeah.
It's bowl season, baby.
Bowl season.
I mean, that's good. I'm happy that we've got college football.
I'm happy too. Yeah.
So you just kind of glossed right on over what I said. Do you want to come to my house since you're not going to Ghana?
Oh, no, I can't because I'm going to
He's going to Shreveport.
Okay, but that's this weekend. Christmas is like next weekend.
No, I'm going to be in Shreveport the whole time.
Really?
Because originally he was going to go to Shreveport and then hop a flight to Ghana.
Look, Louisiana, Ghana, one and the same. I got it. You're recreating it. I understand.
Yeah, it's very close.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Oh well, I tried. I tried. You know.
Well, yeah. What are you gonna do?
That'll be fun. Are you going tonight? Are you going Friday?
Yeah. No, we're going Saturday. Oh. It's only 3.5 hours.
What time's kickoff?
You know but you could just go and spend a little time in Shreveport.
Well, we're going to spend the night.
Can ya?
We're going to spend the night in Shreveport.
Yeah. What?
Okay, cool. They got like gambling because he's a big gambler.
That's
I know,
right.
but if the bowl
Some
game
nice
is there, there's
casinos.
going to be all kinds of. There's going to be stuff going on, so it'll be fun to be there.
It would be fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What time's the kickoff? Do you know?
Yeah, I do know. It's 2:30 Central.
And what time are you leaving here?
9.
What
maybe.
are you?
You got to plan ahead, man. You know, just
9.
Traffic could be
8:30,
bad and stuff.
9.
I'm that guy on the Geico, or is it Progressive commercial, who's at the airport. So what time do you think we're going to start boarding here? 2 hours and 50 minutes, Mr. Malinak.
I love
those. Are the greatest commercials ever.
Becoming your parents.
Oh, those are great.
Those are awesome.
commercials.
The doctor they have, what's his face?
Yeah.
Those are great commercials.
So good.
Yeah, he
so good.
One of your audience members posted a video. What's the thing called where you can pay a celebrity to cut a thing for you?
Yeah.
Cameo? Is that what it's called?
Something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, and he did like a birthday greeting. It's like, all right, well, you're getting older here, and it's really well done. I mean, it's just like the commercial.
That's great.
Anyway,
That's fun.
So you can pay this.
So
guy
you
to do it
pay,
for you. Yeah.
and then they do that. Yeah.
Mhm.
How much is it for him? Any idea? Did
I don't
they
know.
say?
I'll look it up.
All right. Got some
$2.50.
tweets here. Carol Remarks tweets, just stay home, get fat, get free money from government, no education, get and stay stupid and be quiet. Well, Jeffy's followed that advice his whole life, so that will not be an
Does it
issue
say
for
that
him.
in the tweet?
No, I'm saying that. No. I'm just acknowledging that you've been doing that for your whole life, so it's worked pretty well for you, right?
Really?
Devin Crossley tweets, Biden is going to make our lives so easy we won't own anything. The government will give us all housing next to each other in a big gated community. We won't have to leave.
Yeah.
And we'll have our own special spaces for the greater good. Just saying, tweets TV's Rob. TV's Rob official was the new Chancellor of Germany, Olaf, made by two sisters and like warm hugs.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get the reference to Frozen?
Okay,
Olaf.
Germany, Olaf.
So they,
okay, yeah.
They basically made the
see.
Chancellor of Germany.
Okay, that's right.
Long way to the well.
Yeah. Still
it's funny.
Just saying. Right? Toby McAvoy tweets, nothing says Santa is magical and timeless like slapping a blue cotton-faced diaper over his beard.
Thank you.
Yep.
I mean, what the trauma that we are causing kids it's irreparable at this point.
Yeah, it is. You know what will help, though, is a really nice impression. And an impression of somebody who doesn't get enough impressions. Pathead Meredith sent us this impression of Linda Locklear. You know, from
Rhonda. It's Rhonda.
Rhonda.
Yes.
Why do I keep saying Linda?
I don't know.
Rhonda Locklear from the Lumbee tribe in North Carolina.
One of those Carolinas.
Yeah. Anyway, here's Meredith's impression.
Often at times, I've had to see him struggle with dial-up internet service because he cannot move around on the web like he likes.
It's good stuff. That's good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, she's got it down.
It's not bad.
Tell me it's not this.
My name is Rhonda Locklear. I'm from Pembroke. And I'm a member of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina.
Got it. Okay.
I have 2 children. And like any mother, I want the best for my boys.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Jacob, my oldest, is a transferring student to UNC Pembroke.
Never forget, there's no L in oldest. Okay.
And Isaac is in the 8th grade at Pembroke Middle School.
Okay.
Like most families. Across the state who either don't have access to high-speed internet or who can't afford it. We were stuck with dial-up service in our home until 2 months ago.
Now she's got the high-speed service.
I mean, this was 2 months ago.
She's still testifying.
25 years ago, but go ahead.
I feel that this has put my family, my sons in particular, at a severe disadvantage.
Yeah, I bet they're bums.
Man.
They're probably homeless. Right? They're probably homeless now on the street somewhere. Because until 2 months ago, 2 months and 12 years, they didn't have high-speed internet.
But MoveOn.org had already paid for my non-refundable ticket to D.C. and they already had the event space booked. So
and then
they
suddenly,
said,
bam! I've got high-speed internet.
Isaac depends on the internet
at times
to complete his assignments for school.
At times.
He often uses the internet to work on reports, projects,
or
often, at times,
to surf porn.
Just do research.
No. Oh, just research.
It's
research. I watched him struggle with the dial-up service and observed him get frustrated.
Oh, I don't want him to get
frustrated. Because he could not move around on the web like he likes.
Right. I mean, you should be able to work on the web like
you like. For sure. Yeah. And now, of course, they can because I believe the Lumbee tribe got $20 million for dial-up. Well, for high-speed internet. To get rid of the dial-up.
Yeah.
And now I think nationwide there's a thing where if you don't have high speed, the government will provide it for you. It's like a lawyer. If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be provided for you. Same with high speed.
That's
internet.
what Joe was telling us he's taken care of for us.
That's
Everything is going to be wonderful and taken care of. And I will say I don't want to downplay our listeners' performance.
Oh, Meredith,
it was, an abbreviated version.
Somebody actually called for the full impersonation. So we're gonna need a redo there.
I mean, if you're gonna do the work,
right? I mean, if you're gonna do it,
do it.
Yeah, exactly
you
right.
You gotta know how to know. Okay.
That's what his friend said. That's what Joe Biden's friend
McLaughlin or whatever his name.
No, Pete,
the sixth man.
At Providence University.
The basketball
team back in the 60s.
Did he say Providence University? Let's see.
It's Providence.
It's Providence.
I'm gonna actually look up their roster.
Providence used to be basketball power back in the day.
What year?
What
year would this have been?
I don't know, 60s sometime?
Yeah.
If he's a good friend of Biden and they grew up together, well, Biden graduated in what?
22, 23.
Before there was basketball. Oh, look, we found a hole in his story. Let's see here. I'm just going to try to figure out if there's even a Pete McLaughlin that's ever played basketball there.
I'm sure a bunch of people looked up. It'll come up on the search engines quick.
Yeah, but if it's not true, nobody will ever tell you. At least none of the fact-checking agencies will ever tell you.
Never existed.
Brian Williams won't be around to tell us much of anything.
That's not
he
good.
apparently signed off for the last time ever last night.
A couple
last
nights
week.
ago.
Couple nights?
End of last week.
Oh, it was last week. Okay. So we've been sitting on this, no doubt.
Well, look at the time. I'll try to keep this brief.
Please do.
After 28 years of peacock logos on much of what I own, it is my choice now to jump without a net into the great unknown, as I do for the first time in my 62 years. My biggest worry is for my country. The truth is, I'm not a liberal or a conservative. I'm an institutionalist. I believe in this place, and in my love of country, I yield to no one. But the darkness on the edge of town, has spread to the main roads and highways and neighborhoods. It's now at the local bar.
He's painting a
and
picture.
the bowling alley, at
It
the
is
school
between
board
your
and the grocery
ears,
store.
my friend.
And it must be acknowledged and answered for. Grown men and women who swore an oath to our Constitution, elected by their constituents, possessing the kinds of college degrees I could only dream of, have decided to join the mob and become something they are not, while
join the
hoping
mob.
we somehow forget who they were. They've decided to burn it all down with us inside. That should scare you to no end as much as it scares an aging volunteer fireman.
He painted a picture. What do you need?
Apparently, though, in real life, Brian was pissed that they weren't going to pay him money. He wanted a bunch of money. And,
really?
Yeah, he wanted a bunch of money, and they were like,
Well, no, he's worried about the darkness that's creeping
that's
around, I guess.
To the city roads and bars and whatnot.
So the head of NBC News, Lester Holt, was not having any of it.
And the Constitution. Lester's not the head of NBC.
Well, he's the guy. He's the face. He's the man.
So what's he going to do instead? What's Brian going to do?
Besmirching Lester Holt,
I love
first of all.
Everybody loves Lester Holt.
But I don't know. Maybe he'll go work for CNN Plus. I don't know.
That's so great. CNN Plus. Yeah, we've been clamoring for that, haven't we?
Thank you.
We can't get enough of CNN, so now we want CNN Plus.
And I hadn't heard about CNN Plus until I heard Chris Wallace was going there. And man,
me too.
Do I want to download
now am I ever
the app?
excited? So excited about it.
So when Chris Wallace signed off on Sunday morning, was the first thing you did was call your cable provider and say, how do I get
No, I was bummed.
CNN
I was like,
Plus?
what? Chris is leaving. And then immediately we found out from the press release that CNN Plus was going to exist. And what's his face on CNN had to report it live on the air. He didn't even know about it. The doofus CNN.
Yeah, be more specific. The doofus at CNN.
His name, little bobblehead. Doofus.
Oh, Brian Stelter.
Yeah, Stelter.
Yeah, now when you said little bobblehead
news released live on the air, he didn't even know about it.
Wait,
it was incredible.
What was his reaction like?
I'll be going to CNN Plus, which is our new streaming service that we're doing.
Stelter is the worst.
He is
the worst. All right, let me tell you about Birch Gold Group. Inflation is already running hot, as you know, right at the highs of the last 4 decades. And now Democrats, of course, doing the pushing the spending debt limit even further. So if you think all that's great and not going to be a problem, then just keep doing what you're doing. But if you're freaked out a little bit about the impact all this spending is going to have on already high inflation, then protect your savings now. Diversify your savings into gold and silver with Birch Gold Group. Birch Gold Group is the company I recommend for precious metals. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews, and thousands of satisfied customers. Right now, thanks to a little-known section of the IRS tax code, you can legally move your IRA or 401k into precious metals with no tax implications or penalties. And anything you can do to make it better with the IRS, do it. Because they're going to take every penny they possibly can. After all the money I paid those guys all year long, and then another check at the end, I just got a notice, you owe us $10 more.
No.
What?
No.
No, just on principle, come and arrest me. I'm not paying you $10 more.
This. Yes.
I'm not doing it.
We've recalculated.
No.
Be sure to live stream it.
Unreal. I will.
Yeah.
I will. So diversify your portfolio right now and protect your savings with gold in a tax-sheltered account. Request a free info kit that'll give you all the information for Birch Gold by texting the word PAT to 989-898. Then they'll send you a 20-page kit to reveal how gold and silver can protect your savings and how you can move your IRA or 401k out of the volatile stocks and bonds into precious metals right now. There's zero cost, no obligation to request the info, so why wait? Just text PAT to the number 989-898. 989-898. And so do you. Welcome. 888-900-3393. This is interesting because it's from The Atlantic. Okay? Not exactly Fox News or, National Review. This is The Atlantic. And the headline is, "Where I live, no one cares about COVID."
Huh.
Outside the world inhabited by the professional classes in a handful of major metropolitan areas, many Americans are leading their lives as if COVID is over.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's happening in Texas.
I mean, we've talked about that before, right? I mean, America's had enough.
And especially in places like Texas. And I'm sure there's many others where they're fed up, they're done with it, and they're not doing the mask thing. And, you know, we don't have to mask up wherever we go. There's only a couple of places where, like doctors' offices, usually the hospital,
maddening.
They're still clinging to that. So if you got a doctor's appointment, they're gonna ask you to wear a mask. They're gonna demand that you wear a mask in some cases.
And the last time I was at the doctor's office, I wore a mask in the lobby and to walk to the room.
Yeah,
and then
you took it off.
And no one says, only once during the whole COVID scare has someone in the room said, "Can you put that mask back on?"
Really?
Only once. And I was like, I'm not sick. And my doctor was like, "Jeff, just put it on. Just put it on."
Yeah, yeah. And it's just easier to comply, right? It's just easier. So many people do. Keith doesn't. He feels differently about that. But when you go into a restaurant, we don't have to wear masks anymore. You go to a movie,
that's a good point. That's a good
you don't
point.
wear masks.
Yeah, you know what? And this is even a thing in Texas still. Stop forcing your employees to wear the masks.
Yes.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Please.
Because and what you do is when you enter a business, I'm not even going to name a business or a restaurant. Just walk in there, and if their employees are wearing masks, Google the headquarters of that company. And you will see if they're based in California or somewhere else, that's more of a left-leaning area. Oh, that's why these employees are wearing masks. If they're based somewhere down south or Midwest or something like that, oh, I see the faces of these employees every time.
Mm-hmm. Well, the author of this piece that The Atlantic has published, which is interesting because this is by Matthew Welter, who's editor of The Lamp, a Catholic literary journal, and a contributing editor at the American Conservative. So it's surprising that they published this story or this opinion piece. He writes, in November, my wife asked me whether I'd seen an article with the remarkable headline, "Is it safe to go to Thanksgiving dinner?" And he says, I asked, "Is that from last year?"
Right.
She said, "No, it's a few days old." And he said, "These people." I'm old enough to remember the good old days when holiday advice pieces were all variations on how to talk to your Tea Party uncle about Obamacare. As Christmas approaches, we can look forward to more of this sort of thing. With the meta-ethical speculation, it advanced to an impossibly baroque stage of development. Is it okay for our 2-year-old son to hug grandma at a Christmas party if she received her booster shot only a few days ago? Should the toddler wear a mask except when he's slopping mashed potatoes all over his booster seat? Our oldest finally attended her first masked sleepover with other fully vaccinated 10-year-olds, but one of them had a sibling test positive at daycare. No. Should she stay home or wear a face shield? What about Omicron? And he goes on and on with the... But this is interesting because America's done with it. I think for the most part, in most locations, other than New York and California, we're mostly over it now.
Stop destroying the children.
Stop it.
Stop it. There's so many ways we're doing it.
Leave the kids alone. It wasn't affecting them that badly in the first place. All right, let me tell you about Built Bars. When you're looking for a good snack throughout the day to get you through when those hunger pains just start driving you crazy mid-afternoon or whenever it happens to you, grab a Built Bar and eat their deliciousness because they really are good. And they're only 180 calories or less, 4 to 5 grams of sugar and carbs. And but you would not know that to taste them because they're that good. They're candy bar-like. And they've got all kinds of different flavors. Coconut, mint brownie, double chocolate, salted caramel, cookies and cream. Then the puffs come in even more flavors. And those are even lighter. They're so good. Go to Built.com, use the promo code PAT15, and you'll save 15% off your first order. This is a great company, too, and really fun to support because they're awesome people. Use the promo code PAT15 for 15% off at Built.com. Oh, I guess that was her whole point. Okay. I'm here. And? So?
She's supposed to say, Pat Gray is here. Talk.
No, there should be, Pat Gray is here, and you should listen to every word he has to say because it's all so brilliant. Something something along those lines. Something along those lines, because just Pat Gray is here. What does that tell you? And so,
I like the idea that she should say talk, because when you call Jeffy, that's how he answers the phone. Talk.
That is true.
And you get right to it. Right? It cuts out the happy talk or the cashier bull crap that you have to deal with on a regular basis.
How's your day going?
Right. It's just like,
so far.
Talk. Cool. Jeffy, I need you to, when you get in, blah, 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 blah. Right? We don't have any pleasantries.
How's your day going today so far?
Because, it's kind of a burden. Like, if Jeffy were to answer the phone, he's like, hey, what's going on? Listen, man, because I'm going to get right to my point. So I really appreciate when he just says talk.
Just talk.
I do too.
What?
And you can be off the phone as soon as possible.
Thank you, especially when you're doing
none of that.
Jeffy.
Hey, how's your year going so far?
Hey, what's been going on?
That's what's good about texting. I don't have to hear
you. All right. New York's latest COVID madness. Masked, socially distanced high school wrestling.
You just talked about madness in parts of the country. Here's another place where it's holding out.
School closings and the stubborn refusal of teachers' unions and administrators to abandon remote instruction long after it was clear the pandemic's danger to kids was minimal have caused untold, impossible to undo damage to millions of kids in lost years of learning and development. In this context, what's happening to New York City's high school wrestlers may not be the worst instance of COVID-inspired insanity, but the rules for the Public Schools Athletic League has imposed on its competitions are pretty absurd. Even now, after much of the country has been vaccinated and the worst of the virus is behind us, say some.
Right.
The educational establishment is still caught up in COVID hysteria. It's been focusing on small children who are at little or no risk. And now they've cooked up these restrictions for high school wrestlers.
Unreal.
The league has determined that anyone who wrestles must be vaccinated. Okay. Vaccinations are a good thing, I guess.
What?
According to this article in the New York Post.
Yeah, New York Post.
But inflexible mandates forcing children to be immunized for a disease that's been shown to have little impact on physically fit kids, like wrestlers, can't be justified. But simply being vaccinated is not enough. They also say that the wrestlers' activities must always be conducted with masks while observing. How do you socially distance when you're wrestling?
Oh, yeah, it goes on to talk about the physical contact.
Okay.
Trust the science already, Pat.
The mask mandate is equally ridiculous. It's not just that requiring masks at all times makes no sense in a sport where close physical contact can't be avoided.
It's insanity.
We just need to cancel the sport.
Enforcing it in wrestling when there are no timeouts during competition is nearly impossible. Can you imagine? Wrestling is tough enough.
No doubt.
Without the mask, when you can breathe properly. Then you put a mask on and you're going to ask them to do what they're supposed to be doing, wrestling? And do it 6 feet apart. How are you? Come on.
Do it 6 feet apart. And so you're just kind of in a circle the whole time, just kind of sizing each other up. Yeah.
That was in New York? Because we have the Los Angeles Unified School District postponing their vaccine mandate.
Oh, that was supposed to start in January.
Until the fall of 2022.
That's a good sign.
Because they claim they still have 30,000 plus students that remain unvaxxed.
Mm-hmm. And they got to get their money because those kids are.
So they've postponed. Yeah, they don't want to close the school. So I'm assuming that come fall of 2022 or spring of next year, they'll postpone it again or just say, you know what?
Yeah, well, by then, either those mandates will be gone for good in the LA school district, or you're going to have a bunch of kids being educated behind barbed wire because they're going to be rounding all of us up. So that's going to be the one of the two.
Oh, that's true. The unvaxxed kids can go to a separate school. Mm-hmm. They could be over there in the unvaxxed school.
Segregation is back. So and this time it's a good thing.
Right.
So that's really
it's like
good.
communism. We didn't do it right the first time, so we're going to try again with the segregation in America.
Yeah.
I mean, we're losing soldiers, right? We're losing soldiers because they're not vaccinated. But we have school districts postponing. We have Amtrak postponing or suspending their vaccine mandates because there's just, other businesses are starting to realize, we probably don't want to lose all these employees.
Yep.
Right.
So, I mean, we talked about it before, that what's going to happen, they're going to have to decide. And they're now figuring out, well, those are employees we need. Duh.
Well, we'll just put the unvaccinated employees in a separate location.
Well, yeah. I mean, Kroger just said that if you're unvaxxed, they're going to charge you more a month, insurance-wise, and you're not going to be able to get the sick leave if you get COVID. So they're not going to pay you for your downtime if you get COVID because you're unvaxxed.
Well, I wish I could say it was nice to work here, but I'm not. I'm not going to say it, and we'll see you. Bye-bye. I mean, there's too many jobs to put up with that crap now, right? There's way too many jobs available where people are begging for employees and will pay you $20 an hour just for stepping in the door to put up with something like that at Kroger. Screw you. I'm not going to. No, I'm sorry. Tough. I'm going to go somewhere else and make $20 an hour at Chick-fil-A. How about that?
But they continue to say, we're not mandating.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, you're not mandating. It's just that I won't get any money from you if I don't get the vaccine. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Jeez. Then we've got this segregation situation in Denver. Denver playground featuring Children of Color Night. They've got it out on their sign on their lawn at the elementary school. They're planning Families of Color Playground Night. So families of color only can come and play on the playground on certain days, and then the whiteys can do it at some other day. Wow. I thought we just overcame that back in the 60s, and now we're right back to it, but this time it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
So we'll segregate the unvaccinated from the vaccinated and the BIPOCs from the whiteys, and everything's going to be great now. I mean, we're putting our society through hell right now. How do you survive this? Unless you stand up and say, stop it. Okay? Stop it! We're not doing a BIPOC night, okay?
And you know what you do? You just show up.
You just show up.
You just show up and say, deal with it.
You know what? Make-A-Wish, they have that policy. They backed off that policy where...
I thought they backed off.
Oh, did they?
If you weren't going to be vaccinated, you couldn't get the wish.
Right. I mean, we want to give your kid the wish.
Now, apparently, it happened to somebody's friend in New York, and the guy's not happy about it.
So I wonder if maybe this was the local version of it that decided to go through there in New York.
Maybe, but yeah, here he's got a little message for Make-A-Wish people who won't. His friend apparently, I think, has a 6-year-old.
Okay.
That they won't they won't grant the wish because he's not vaccinated.
Yeah.
Oh,
check this out.
I can't believe you people. I can't believe that these things are actually happening to our country. I got a message from a friend of mine here on Staten Island. His 4-year-old kid, ill 4-year-old kid, was refused by the Make-A-Wish Foundation for his wish because he's not vaccinated at 4 years old. You people succumb to this bull with this 99.7% survival rate bull.
Pause it for a second. Who's this Ken he keeps talking about? Who are these Ken people that he keeps talking about?
He's mad at him, though.
He's mad. Yeah, he's really. He don't like the Ken people.
It's nice to see Andrew Dice Clay. Where are they now?
That is who he sounds like.
That's awesome.
Let's finish this off.
You should be ashamed of yourself. The Make-A-Wish. Let me tell you something, Make-A-Wish Foundation. You're going to wish that you never made this decision. Come after this weekend, we got to do. Next week, we're going to do something.
Stuff to do.
Okay? And we're going to let the Make-A-Wish Foundation wish that they never made this decision.
Okay.
Idiots.
I'm so pissed.
But I got stuff to do this weekend, okay?
I can't be there.
I can't be there this weekend. I got stuff to do over that. But next weekend, I'm coming after you. After all of yous.
That's awesome.
Over there.
I can't this weekend.
Guy's great.
That is awesome.
I'm so angry right now, but I can't this weekend.
He's got stuff to do.
I mean, maybe it's got canceled. Maybe he was going to Ghana, like you.
Maybe, right? Maybe
now it's going to be canceled. So
maybe it's back on then. Maybe he can take care of it this weekend. All right, and we have a Christmas video here that.
Got to put you in the spirit, right?
Put you right into the holiday spirit.
Well, it is the most wonderful time of the year.
Exactly.
Go away.
Pick that up over your nose.
Yeah, the bleeps were funny on the other guy.
Jeez.
Where the anti-maskers listen, and there's no political division to get our COVID count so low. Oh, to know.
Oh, it's a cult. Oh, God, no! You're not going to make it to the end, are you?
Don't wanna
It's like a train wreck.
It's a train.
Okay, I can't take it.
I knew it.
That's enough.
No, it's not done, though.
They were still singing, man. It's holiday spirit, Grinch.
It's really embarrassing.
Wow.
Really, their families must be real proud. Yeah, thanks, girls. That was really...
It was really what? What's the word you're groping for here?
A little pitchy, dog. That was a little
pitchy dog, yeah.
That was a lot of pitchy.
They might know Ken.
Oh, man. Yeah, they might. They might. If you've been feeling like you've hit a wall with your investment strategy, or maybe you've just been burned by the stock market too many times since the start of the pandemic, what if I told you you could invest in a resilient alternative asset class that the elite have quietly been putting their money into for centuries? Talking about blue chip works of art, artwork that's outpaced the S&P from 1995 to 2020. And while it used to be inaccessible to the everyday investor, that's not the case anymore. Masterworks is the $1 billion startup securitizing the once exclusive art market, allowing you to finally add iconic paintings from masters like Banksy, Picasso, and Basquiat to your portfolio at a fraction of the cost. And right now, Masterworks is giving my audience, you, priority access to their newest offerings. So start putting your money to work at masterworks.io/unleashed. That's masterworks.io/unleashed. See the important disclaimers at masterworks.io/disclaimer.
I will keep my promise. I will live in the past, present, and the future. The spirits of all three will strive within me. Oh, heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I say this on my knees, Jacob Marley. On my knees.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
What a world. A urogynecologist named Ryan Stewart just backpedaled on Twitter because he did the dastardly deed of using the word, get this, he had the unmitigated gall on Twitter.
Wait, should we get the delay ready?
To use the word, women.
Wait, a gynecologist used
used the word women, saying that he should have instead referred to, quote, folks who may need gynecological care.
Oh, my
unquote.
God.
It rolls off the tongue. Whew, good times, right?
And I'm sorry, how many different kinds of folks need gynecological care? There's one kind of folk, and that's women! I can't take it. I just can't take it.
No.
Stewart had initially asked for women's opinions before backtracking on his word choice. I have the opportunity to design my office from scratch, he tweeted. I'm asking women, how would you design or optimize a visit to the gynecologist's office? But later, he issued a mea culpa saying he should not have referred to women.
Okay.
Why would that be? Why? Did anybody complain about you using the word women?
I'm sure he got some replies.
If so, they should not be out in society. They really shouldn't.
Wait, and this is a dude gynecologist? Maybe he could decorate his office with a female doctor, a female OBGYN.
Maybe. Folks have pointed out. No, he did get crap from it.
Yeah.
He did.
How dare you?
Oh, jeez.
I can't take it. So trans women are pissed off that he says women.
And you got to believe that if...
So 4 nationwide?
Yeah.
And if you're a trans
I don't know
woman...
that there was anything that's serious, right? Because if I would have seen that, I may have replied that myself.
If you're a trans woman who needs gynecological care, then you've had the surgery, right? Because if you have the other unit, you don't need need gynecological care.
Correct.
So why should it bother you in any way that somebody used the word women? It's just asinine. It's just so stupid.
You'll need the gynecological care from the urologist.
Right.
So
right. So he said, folks have correctly pointed out that I incorrectly said women when what I should have said was folks who may need gynecological care.
This guy needs a gynecological care because he ain't got a pair, that's for sure.
I named the practice with this in mind, Midwest pelvis.
No!
You've got to be kidding me. So the guy's thinking, all right, how can I keep women out of this? How can I appeal to all 97 genders?
Oh, wait.
How about Midwest pelvis? Everybody's got a pelvis.
All right.
How many times are they going to answer the phone and it's going to be some dude looking for some...
I don't know.
No. And then they're going to be like, sir, this is a OBGYN. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw... Midwest pelvis, and I thought you could help me with my cracked pelvis. This world is...
But I find that I still have a lot of internalized implicit bias. Oh, how dare you. How dare you have a bias where you think gynecological needs are only for women. How dare you?
Thank you.
He needs a psychiatrist.
Half of this
just
country
trying to be
needs.
inclusive.
Shut up, Jeffy.
Some people left comments highlighting the preposterousness, thank you, of medical professional in the field of gynecology avoiding the word women. That internal bias is called science, Ryan.
Right?
So great. I would optimize a visit to a gynecologist's office by making sure that gynecologists knew what a woman was. And wouldn't avoid using the word woman just to get woke points. Another tweeted.
Word.
It's good that you're letting potential patients know that you don't understand basic biology so they can move on. That's for sure. That is for sure. If your gynecologist is so stupid that they're trying to avoid the word woman, then please move on. Please move on.
Come on down to Midwest pelvis. Catchy.
That is catchy.
Where we treat everybody from Susan to Elvis. At Midwest pelvis. See that? That rhymes.
I got it.
And then you didn't really specify who's a woman and who's a man.
You
just name some names.
Gender and the
and you treat them all. I treat them all. What is this Nobel Prize winner that you?
I just said it because I saw the Philippine journalist Maria Ressa was talking about how the technology giants.
She's calling out big tech,
big time. And she was
Is
there.
she a Nobel Prize winner?
Yes, she was. This is her accepted speech. She.
What'd she win the prize for?
She has a co-laureate with another editor of the Russian newspaper.
Did she have to share the $1 million then?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they both get $1 million or not. But they were awarded the prize in recognition of their fights to defend freedom of expression.
Oh, good. And here she is.
Facebook is the world's largest distributor of news, and yet studies have shown that lies laced with anger and hate spread faster and further than facts. These American companies controlling our global information ecosystem are biased against facts, biased against journalists. They are, by design, dividing us and radicalizing us. I've said this repeatedly over the last 5 years. Without facts, you can't have truth. Without truth, you can't have trust. Without trust, we have no shared reality, no democracy, and it becomes impossible to deal with the existential problems of our times. Climate, coronavirus, now the battle for truth.
So I enjoy, some of what she says, but then she falls
to make
down
her
the
point,
trap. Right.
She shows what a buffoon she is. But, for a Nobel Prize winner, I mean. I mean, buffoons come in all shapes and sizes, though.
That she's defending freedom of expression.
Is she?
Okay.
No, it sounds like she's condemning freedom of expression, where she decides what's true and what isn't, and so we can't tackle climate change and COVID-19
along with democracy
and democracy.
Along with democracy. We do have some good news, though. I noticed you've not mentioned it all day. I know that earlier I don't know if it was this year or last year, Nancy Pelosi said that she wasn't going to run again. And she was going to, step down as the top House Democrat. But she's decided that she's going to run again.
Who is?
Nancy Pelosi.
She's going to run again. Oh, yeah, for Speaker.
Yeah, so she's going to
Which she promised she was not going to do.
Well, times demand it.
Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah.
Times demand it.
These unprecedented times we're living.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so we get to have her around for a while longer.
That's good.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah. I noticed that Matt Gaetz actually suggested that when the Republicans win back the House next year, that they appoint or elect Donald Trump Speaker of the House.
That would be...
Wouldn't that be something?
Awesome.
That would be something. That would be interesting to see.
That would be really interesting.
Really would.
Fun.
I don't think he would do that because I think he would consider that beneath him.
Well, I think
after he's been president.
I think until someone said, okay, so all that stuff that Brandon is hoping to get passed, you stand in the way of
that. Yeah, you can stop it
all. He would soak up all the press, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sure would.
Oh,
CNN would celebrate his return.
Yes.
Because
and so would CNN Plus.
Yeah, they would. They would, even though they're not even around yet. When do they start? Like January?
Early 2022.
Early next year.
It's whenever we think we have
that's exactly
something to put
right.
out there.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's like what's his face trying to get a third hour on radio. They haven't figured out how to do their app yet.
He's Joe Scarborough. Yeah. Yeah, he started trying to figure out that third hour in 2009, and still,
I know.
Well, it takes time.
Still hasn't done it.
Right, well, that's what I mean. That might be with CNN Plus.
Well, you're right. It's only been 12 years.
Nobody knows how to make an app and stream stuff anymore.
You might have writer's block, Sometimes you got to work this stuff out.
Yeah.
Don't rush the creative process.
I loved that excuse, though, when it came up, because it was like, okay, we've been waiting for 6 months now for your third hour. Why aren't you doing it? Well, because we're still trying to figure out how to do that third hour. Well, here's how you do it. Let me give you a little bit of help. You turn on the microphones and you start talking.
Well, I can tell you what it was. I was a program director at a news talk station at the time.
Yeah.
And boy, I got the full court press from the people pitching their little radio shindig. And they were a desperate bunch trying to get some attention.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Nobody wanted the 2 hours.
That's exactly what happened. All right, we'll see you tomorrow on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.